Good morning, students. In this video, we'll discuss about gametogenesis in human being. Genesis means formation. Gameto means gametes. So formation of gamete, the process of formation of gamete is known as gametogenesis. Now, children, just keep in mind that gametes are always haploid, whereas the cells of humans are diploid. So formation of haploid gametes from diploid germ cells is the process known as gametogenesis. In males, the male gamete is known as a sperm. So formation of a sperm is spermatogenesis. Now, where will it take place? It will take place in the primary sex organ of male, which is a testis. We have discussed that in testis, there are many seminiferous tubules present. And these seminiferous tubules have spermatogonia cells. So, if we conclude here, the process of spermatogenesis is formation of sperm, haploid sperm from spermatogonia is known as spermatogenesis. This process starts in human male at puberty age and there is no end process, so it continues till life. Whereas formation of ovum inside the ovary in human female is known as oogenesis. And here, in contrast to spermatogenesis, this oogenesis starts at embryonic stage. When a girl is in her mother's womb, then only this process has started. Okay. Development or maturation of egg continues from the puberty age. When menstruation cycle starts, the starting of menstruation cycle is known as menarche. So egg are produced, ovum, that process has started in the embryonic stage, but gets completed after menarche. And after menarche gets stopped at menopause. So the duration between menarche to menopause, which is known as a menstrual cycle, which is a recurring feature. So during each menstrual cycle, one egg gets matured. So here in this video, we'll discuss about spermatogenesis, means formation of sperm. So spermatogenesis takes place inside the seminiferous tubules in male's testis. If we see the structure of seminiferous tubules, the inner wall of this tubule contains two types of cells. One is a male germ cell, which is also known as spermatogonia cell. And this spermatogonia cell will develop into the sperms. The second cells, known as Sertoli cells, they nourish the developing sperms. So they provide nutrition to the growing sperms. Now, for the purpose of study, we can divide the whole process of spermatogenesis in two steps. One is spermatidogenesis and second is spermiogenesis. Spermatidogenesis means formation of spermatid. That's the process of formation of spermatid. And spermiogenesis means conversion of spermatid to sperms, actual active motile sperm. That's known as spermiogenesis. Now, children, as I told you that spermatogenesis starts from puberty age and this continues throughout the life. And approximately every time 200 to 300, if we see it's a regular process, a daily basis, 200 to 300 million sperms are produced. So to produce these many sperms on a regular basis, a large number of spermatogonia are required. So spermatogonia cells, which are present in seminiferous tubules, they continues mitotic division and keep on developing, keep on producing more numbers of spermatogonia cells. So this process is known as multiplication phase. So this is the first phase of spermatogenesis process, multiplication phase, in which one spermatogonia undergoes mitotic division, produces another more spermatogonia, and so on. More and more spermatogonia cells are produced. Now, Out of these spermatogonia cells, some take part in spermatogenesis process. So when they have to undergo spermatogenesis process, they increases in its size. They store more and more food, more cytoplasm, and this enlarged growth, grown up spermatogonia cell is known as primary spermatocyte. So spermatogonia and primary spermatocytes are similar. The only difference is their size difference. Okay, and both are diploid. Now, this is known as growth phase. Conversion of spermatogonia to primary spermatocyte is known as growth phase. Now, this spermatocyte will undergo first meiotic division. If you remember, meiotic division or meiosis has two stages. First meiotic division and second meiotic division. And chromosome number becomes half in first meiotic division only. So here, these diploid primary spermatocytes undergoes first meiotic division and they form two secondary spermatocytes which are haploid. Chromosome number becomes half from 46 to 23 chromosomes. And then these secondary spermatocytes undergo second meiotic division and they form spermatids. So spermatogonia cells forms primary spermatocytes. Then it undergoes first meiotic division to produce secondary spermatocyte, which undergoes second meiotic division to form spermatids. Now coming to the second step, that is spermiogenesis. Spermiogenesis actually is kind of metamorphosis, conversion of spermatid to spermatozoa by metamorphosis. So here are the spermatid cells and here are the spermatozoa cells. Their structure, their shape has been changed. That process is known as spermiogenesis. As soon as these spermatozoa are formed, they get embedded inside the Sertoli cell by their head. If this is a Sertoli cell, these spermatozoa, they get embedded, ये उसके अंदर चले जाते हैं और उसके अंदर अपने हेड से उसके अंदर में ये धंस जाते हैं. Why? To get nutrition. Sertoli cell का काम ही है nutrition provide करना. So to get nutrition from Sertoli cells, these spermatozoa get embedded in them. And release of mature sperms outside of seminiferous tubules into the retitestis is known as spermiation. Now let us see the same process in another way. Here is the total summary. Spermatogenesis in human males. These are the spermatogonia cells. These are the spermatogonia cells and these are the Sertoli cells. Now, one spermatogonia I have shown here. It has increased in its size and is known as primary spermatocyte. Then it undergoes first meiotic division and forms two haploid secondary spermatocyte. It becomes haploid. See here, it becomes haploid. And then the secondary spermatocyte undergoes second meiotic division and forms 4 spermatids. So 4 spermatids are formed from one primary spermatocyte. Then these spermatids undergo spermiogenesis, that is a metamorphosis process, and they form 4 functional, active, highly motile spermatozoa, which gets their nutrition from Sertoli cells, and their release is known as spermiation. In one ejaculation, during one sexual process, 200 to 300 million sperms are released. And this is said that for fertilization, minimum 40% of them must be highly motile. Now, if we see the chromosomal aspect of sperms, human males have 46 chromosomes in which there are 44 autosomes and they have X and Y, one X and Y, one Y chromosome as a sex chromosome. So during first meiotic division, out of 44, 22 autosomes gets divided, 22 and 22, and sex chromosome, one X goes to one secondary spermatocyte and Y goes to another secondary spermatocyte. So out of, if we take a number 200, out of 200, if 100 million sperms will have 22 plus X chromosome, this constitution, and the rest will have 22 plus Y. So 50% of males have X chromosome and 50% of sperms have X chromosome and 50% of sperms have Y chromosomes. Okay. Now, this is the whole process of spermatogenesis. And this spermatogenesis process is under control of hormones. So let us see how hormones control this process. Children, you must be very familiar to this diagram. It's a lower portion of human brain known as hypothalamus, and attached to hypothalamus is a gland, master gland, pituitary gland. This pituitary gland has two portions, anterior pituitary and posterior pituitary. So formation of sperm and maturation of sperm and release of sperm, everything is controlled by this hypothalamus. From the hypothalamus, there is a hormone known as GnRH. It is released. So hypothalamus releases gonadotropin releasing hormone. The hormone which controls the release of gonadotropin. It is not gonadotropin. Gonadotropin hormone कौन से हैं? Gonadotropin hormones are LH and FSH. So just make it very clear the difference between gonadotropin and gonadotropin releasing hormone. So gonadotropin releasing hormone is a hormone released from, secreted by hypothalamus, and this hormone acts on anterior pituitary. It stimulates anterior pituitary, and because of that, anterior pituitary releases two hormones. One is a luteinizing hormone and another is a follicle stimulating hormone. These two hormones are known as gonadotropin hormones. Now, luteinizing hormone will work on Leydig cell or interstitial cell. These are the cells which are present in between the seminiferous tubules. Again, remember the structure of seminiferous tubule or section of testis. So testicular lobules are there, in which seminiferous tubules are there. 2 to 3 seminiferous tubules are present, and in between these seminiferous tubules, that space is there, interstitial space, in which Leydig cells or interstitial cells are present. So this luteinizing hormone works on Leydig cells, and in turn, these Leydig cells secrete androgen. Androgen means male hormone. And what is the name of male hormone? That is testosterone. So testosterone is released by Leydig cells. And because of this testosterone, spermatogenesis means process of sperm formation starts. Testosterone also controls secondary sexual characteristics in males. So puberty starts and the process of formation of sperm starts due to the influence of this testosterone. Now the second hormone, follicle stimulating hormone. This functions as on Sertoli cells. The second cell which is present in the seminiferous tubule, Sertoli cells. So it acts on Sertoli cells and it helps in spermiogenesis. Means once spermatids are formed here by the process of, by the influence of testosterone, then FSH controls Sertoli cells and Sertoli cells help in spermiation, conversion of spermatid to sperms. So this is the whole process of hormonal control on spermatogenesis. The product of spermatogenesis is sperm. So sperms are produced. Now let us see the structure of sperm. See, this is the process of spermiogenesis. How one spermatid gets converted to a mature sperm. This is the structure of sperm. This is the actual picture, and here is a diagrammatic diagram of sperm. Sperm has three parts. One is a head piece, second is a middle piece, and third one is a tail. This whole sperm is a single cell, unicellular structure. Only the shape is different. So in the head region, it contains nucleus and acrosome. Head is streamlined, as you can see, so that it helps in swimming inside the uterus. And it contains large nucleus. This acrosome is actually formed by Golgi bodies, and it contains many enzymes which help in piercing the eggshell and penetrating inside the egg. So it basically helps in fertilization. Middle piece contains several mitochondria, and mitochondria produces energy. More the number of mitochondria, more the energy is produced, and more active this sperm will be. And this long slender tube is a tail. It has flagellum, it has cytoplasm filled inside, and has a plasma membrane. This tail vibrates very fast, and because of this vibration, the sperm moves inside the uterus. Here are the different parts of sperm and their function. Head is elongated, has a elongated haploid nucleus, but obviously sperm is a male gamete, so male gamete में nucleus में number of chromosomes will be half, so it will be a haploid. Anterior cap-like acrosome. Acrosome contains many hydrolytic enzyme. It is derived from Golgi complex, and it helps in fertilization with ovum. Neck is a connecting part between head and middle piece. Middle piece contain many mitochondria, which produces energy. Tail is a long, slender tube, and it vibrates and help in movement. So in one ejaculation, during one copulation, 200 to 3 million sperms are released, out of which 60 must be in their normal shape and size, and 40 must have a vigorous motility for fertilization. So in a normal male, normal fertile male, this condition must be there. So children, this is all about spermatogenesis process.